Hey everyone, today I'm going to be starting a brand new mini-series where I explain the history of certain fast food companies. Where better to start this little mini-series than McDonald's? While most people believe that McDonald's started out as a restaurant chain in the 50s, they're partially correct. Mainly, though, the first ever location owned by Patrick McDonald, one of the founders, called the Aerodrome, was in 1937, which was like the McDonald's before McDonald's. So yeah, and it was on the historic Route 66. We're gonna skip forward to 1954 when Ray Kroc enters the picture. He goes down to the Route 66 restaurant and talks to the McDonald's brothers. This part's going to be a little more oversimplified than usual, mainly because there's a really great movie I recommend you watch if you want to know like the extensive history of like franchising in McDonald's, called The Founder. But anyway, Ray Kroc just says to the McDonald's brothers that you should franchise this restaurant all across the US. And so they're just like, okay. Mainly because Ray Kroc says he would just do most of the work anyway, and they could just sign their names on stuff. Side note, never do that, ever. If someone says they'll do all the work and you just have to sign your name, think of it as something you don't want to do. Because most likely they're going to take your work and everything and use it and become a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Oh, something I forgot to mention that happened a year prior. In 1953, the third McDonald's franchise opened up in California to Roger Williams and Bernadette London. And in 1957, they rebuilt the original Aerodrome with the Golden Arch design. Fast forward to 1962, and people realized that McDonald's is the Golden Arches place from research and stuff. 1967, the first McDonald's franchise was opened outside of the US in Richmond, Canada. Next location to be opened outside of the US and Canada is in 1970 in San Jose, Costa Rica. In 1971, McDonald's launched their first location in Europe, specifically the Netherlands, as a collaboration with a Dutch supermarket. Right, in order of first locations opened across the world, we have the one in Tokyo, Japan, in 1971. We have the one in Australia, more specifically Sydney, in 1971 also. In 1972, McDonald's generated $1 billion through sales in their 2,200 restaurants. McDonald's opened their first location in Stockholm, Sweden in 1963, and followed by the next year, on November 13th, they opened the first location in the United Kingdom. The last location to be opened in the 1970s for McDonald's was the first location in Switzerland. 1987, insert FNAF joke here, the first Scottish location was opened in Scotland. Rounding out the 1980s, we have the first location to open in Budapest, Hungary on April 29th. First ever location to open in the Soviet Union, aka Russia, was in 1990 on January 31st, because they had to wait until communist was like not a thing anymore, because communist McDonald's doesn't sound good. In that same exact year, the first restaurant to open in Chili's for McDonald's was opened in November. Skipping ahead around 25 years, we land in 2015 where the US launches all-day breakfast. Skipping ahead yet again to 2018, where all UK and Ireland stores would no longer be serving plastic straws with your drinks because turtles are important. You know, it's fine. You know what's more important than turtles? Having our straws melt into the liquid of our drink. It's okay because they kept the plastic cups, so everything works out in the end. Then, because of certain unnameable events in 2020, McDonald's had to stop their all-day breakfast program, which is sad. And 2 years later, in 2022, Russia decided to attack Ukraine, so McDonald's shut down all 850 McDonald's locations in Russia. That's pretty much it for their main, restaurants, but I hear they are starting to launch a brand new set of restaurants called Cosmics in the US, and if that does well, then I'll have to end up doing a history on Cosmics. Now, how would I stretch 2 years of history into a 5-minute video? Let's find out next time, or not, if Cosmics is a huge failure. I'm hoping it's not, because they also serve all-day breakfast stuff. So yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the mascots. Oh well. Anyway, they had a bunch of mascots, and they're all these. I'll show a picture on screen. Oh, and there's just like one more, a moon-faced man called Mac. Tune in next time where I decide to talk about another random restaurant. Maybe Burger King. Or not, who knows. Stay golden, everyone.